Good morning. Welcome to Brewing Happiness. We are here today with our big cup of happy. Grab yourself a brew. What's your favorite brew in the morning? You like a cup of nice hot coffee, black, or maybe you like some foamy creamer like I do, or a hot tea, or maybe you just like some warm milk. It doesn't matter. Grab your favorite. Maybe it's a Pepsi. It doesn't matter. Grab your favorite drink and let's have a chat today. Welcome to Brewing Happiness. Today we're going to talk about consistency. Yes. So do you have trouble with consistency? It's important if you're trying to get something done, if you're trying to accomplish something. Every advice wonk in the world is going to tell you consistency, be consistent. And that's what we're talking about today, being consistent. Hi, I'm Tina Ann. I'm here with Brewing Happiness. If you're here on the replay, leave me a note. Love to know that you're here. Because we're going to talk about not only why it's important to be consistent, but what maybe you can do to be a little more consistent. Now, me personally, I have had trouble with consistency my whole life. I like variation. I like to do things differently. So doing things, doing the same thing over and over and over again is like death to me, right? I take new routes when I drive places. I like to shake things up. But that's not really the same as it is being consistent. Somebody said, it's in an article I read, I can't remember, somebody said, be free with your style, but consistent in your values. I like that. So that's what we're trying to talk about. That's what I'm trying to do, is to build more consistency into my life. My goal is to build the show, get it more popular, have more people watch, get it on more platforms, and see what, and grow it from there. Now, I have been able to get consistent in doing the show, showing up every day. I've been doing it since April 8th. So here we are. Yay, me. I am doing my vlog, my video blog, as I like to call it, or my podcast, although it's a video podcast. I like to do it. I do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And I've been able to do one thing, and that is show up every day. Every single day. I've only not done my show twice in the time since I started. Once because I was just on vacation and I just left a note saying we were having too much fun. And the other, I was recovering from vacation and I just didn't have it in me to start back up on the first day that I had, that we didn't have a stressful situation. So anyway, consistency. I am consistent and I show up and do the show. And that's not beans. I'm going to say, for someone who's had trouble with consistency and had trouble sustaining things over time, I don't want to minimize that for myself, because that is huge. But now it's kind of time to take it to the next level. There's a series of things I need to do post-production, promotion-wise for the show that I'm not doing consistently. And my results show it. So I am knowing, there's no big mystery here. I know what's going on. And I've had some trouble sticking to that consistency. The thing is, when you're consistent with your work on your goal, and I'm just talking specifically about my, goal of the show right now, when you consistently work on your goal, you acquire the elements, you generate confidence in yourself and in your abilities. And confidence, not arrogance, not bragging, just I can do it. Self-confidence is crucial to being successful. Who's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself, right? And doing something consistent, excuse me, doing something, whatever it is, consistently, and doing it consistently well, that's what builds self-confidence, right? And so that is my goal, is to improve consistency, not just in the area of the show, in a couple of areas. I'd like to there's a couple of areas where consistency really makes a difference in our lives. So for instance, in exercise program, you can't Random exercise is better than none, right? But not as good as consistent. Random diet. If you stick to some diet precepts, some rules about your diet to help forget weight, just talk about keeping you healthy, keeping you energetic, keeping you strong, and you stick to those few rules about it, right? Well, doesn't help you if you do that randomly. If you do that occasionally, those rules are in place and work to when you do it consistently. And consistently doesn't mean all the time. I think it's fair to have a 6-day diet and a 1-day cheat day. Exercise 4 days a week, so you got 3 days that you don't have to do it, right? Maybe you're flexible on Wednesday, something comes up, you're going to go out with the girlfriend, so you say, I'm going to do that exercise on Thursday instead. Still being consistent. It's I'm not going to exercise Wednesday because the friends are going out. And then Friday, I don't feel that good, so I'm not going to exercise. And then Sunday, we have a lot planned. And then Tuesday, okay, I'm going to exercise because I don't really have much going on. I feel good today. That kind of plan doesn't work, does it? Because being consistent helps build momentum, right? This means that you are feeling good about what you're moving towards. And if you're doing it randomly or occasionally or without any kind of focus, right, then you're not really moving towards anything. You're just throwing in some random activities into your life. But when you feel good about what you're working towards, it fast tracks your improvement, right? That consistency is progress. That just showing up and trying is the first step of progress. And then after that, continuous improvement. It can speed up the achievement that you want. So, let's see here. And so we want to talk about, wrong one. I am learning about multi-screen, control panel. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, here's some reasons why consistency is important. Well, first of all, we talked about it. It's the foundation for any long-term achievement. Nothing is achieved by doing things occasionally. No great accomplishment has happened because someone occasionally dipped their toe in the water, right? Dreams just will remain dreams if you don't have an action plan, if you're not willing to be consistent over a long period, over whatever period of time it takes, right? Consistency helps you to develop new habits. In fact, consistency is about developing new habits, right? If you do something occasionally and then you commit to yourself and you put the operations in place to make it happen on a regular basis, you have formed a new habit. And that can be difficult sometimes because, we have our habits. We already know what we're doing. But when you create a new habit that's different, it's a disruptive, right? Your body, your mind, everybody notices that something's different, and you feel a little discombobulated, not quite the same, because there's comfort in doing things the same way every time, but you have to live through the discomfort until it becomes comfortable. How many times can we use comfort in the same sentence, right? But consistency helps build momentum, right? When you are doing things over and over again, you're building on them. When you do it this time and then this time and then this time, you can't help but get better at what you do and build on each event. Makes the next one better. Without consistency, you're just repeating, right? You're just kind of randomly repeating things, but not actually moving forward. And it helps you become disciplined and self-control, just sticking to the pattern, sticking to the habit, showing up when you don't feel like showing up because you committed to yourself that you would. That helps you become disciplined and have self-control. And there's something when we go back to self-confidence, there's something super helpful in the self-confidence area is knowing you showed up for yourself. Even if you didn't perform your best, even if you're not at the level you want to be at some point, right? Consistency helps you build towards that self-confidence. because you know you showed up for yourself. You know that you're going to be there. You're going to keep trying. You're committed. And actions speak louder than words. It's hard to have that self-confidence if you keep wishing you were going to show up, if you keep wishing you would take a step or take an action, and then maybe you don't do it. Maybe then you watch some TV or you don't do it. Well, your dreams, you don't have self-confidence in yourself now, right? In fact, that's kind of a confidence killer, not showing up for yourself. Consistency helps you kind of understand what's important, right? What's important and what isn't. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a schedule, if you don't have a focus, if you're not tracking your progress, nothing matters. But once you get consistent about these things and you start understanding the value of your time, of your actions, of your treasure, the treasure of your time and energy and focus and of you, the energy of you, right? That, well, you start to understand value. You start maybe being a little more discerning about how you spend your time. What will you give your time to, right? Consistency sustains your accomplishments. What have you done for me lately? That's kind of the mantra of accomplishment, right? What have you done? So if you did something great, but you can't rest on those laurels forever. Keeping on keeps the success going, keeps it rolling forward, right? You begin to, as you consistently do things, you stop being inconsistent, right? You consolidate the gains. Pretty soon the hard fought gains become your everyday normal patterns that you have accomplished, and that builds self-confidence and also attracts admiration. Other people see that too. When you're consistent, other people see it and notice it, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring to them. If you can do it, they can do it, right? Maybe you're not even noticing it, but other people are noticing you. And they are inspired because you keep showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't want to, right? You keep showing up. The thing it is consistency begets consistency. The more consistent you are, the more consistent you want to be, the more committed you are to it. It opens your doors to opportunities. All the talent in the world is of no value until it's applied. Being consistent is the skill that teaches you to continue applying yourself, continue trying, continue making steps, right? Talent can only take you so far without the work. The work is what makes it move forward. Consistency will reward. You will be rewarded for your efforts. Consistency brings about its own rewards, right? It brings about its own rewards in that self-confidence, in seeing your goals start to be accomplished, in building a momentum that is inspiring to you to keep on keeping on. It's inspiring to those around you. I think about the scene. I just watched Forrest Gump recently. I think about the part where he starts running. He just runs. He doesn't know what to do with himself, and he runs from coast to coast, and from coast to coast, and then back again, and then back again. And as he runs, he starts collecting a group of people behind him, running with him. Why were they running with him? Because they were inspired, because he kept running, because he was persistent and consistent in his running. And they were so inspired, they wanted to be a part of it. Maybe they didn't even know why he was running. In fact, they did not know why he was running, but they wanted to be a part of it. Anyway, how can you be more consistent, right? That is really the bottom line is, okay, I've convinced you now. Consistency is important. I want to be more consistent. How can I do it? Right? Well, here's a couple of tips. Your morning. consistent morning. A consistent morning routine is a great day to start off a consistent day, right? If you have things you want to get accomplished, doing things in routine, doing them in order, showing up every day, doing them every day, is setting the foundation or the basis for other actions. So committing to a little meditation or a little exercise or some stretching or prayer or a gratitude journal or what's important to you in the morning to get done, right? Are you consistent? I know for me, I'm not sure how much this falls into consistent, but from a routine perspective, for me to do the same thing in the same order really is relieving. I don't have to think about it, right? I just show up, I go through my morning, I get my shower, I make my coffee, I do my hair and makeup. And during that time, I'm thinking about the show, what I'm going to say, because I'm not thinking about getting ready, because I do it the same way every day. So, well, again, what works for you? What works for you? Get a plan, get a consistent morning that works for you, and then repeat it. Okay, write it down to focus. Focus. Follow one course until success. I love this. Here's a quote. When I did make the decision to focus on acting, I think my mother was just relieved for me that I finally started to focus. Daniel Day-Lewis. What do you want? What is it? Build around it, right? Build your routines, build your tasks, build your rewards, build your consequences, build your events, build your tools around whatever that is that you are trying to create in your life. It's easier to be consistent when you're not distracted, right? Consistent thinking. To have a consistent behavior, we need consistent thinking. Oh, here's the quote. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. Thomas Jefferson. Who knew? Stanley. Like I said, hard for me. My job is thinking, right? I try to come up with new topics every day. I like variation. I like to do things, a lot of different things, and do them differently. But in the end, I want to bring happiness. In the end, my goal is to produce the show and make its quality grow, bring content that is important and helpful to the folks that listen to me. And, so I can have a lot of variation in the topics I talk about, frankly, in a happiness show. Let's face it, everything we do is about being happiness. You want to make more money? You want to lose some weight? You want to get a better girlfriend? Want to read a new book? It's all about being happy, right? So I feel like all topics are available to me. So there is a lot of variation in that, but my consistency is to show up here every day prepared with a topic to talk about, right? And don't let self-doubt creep in until after you have created the consistent process, right? You can say, well, if I do these things, then this will happen, right? Okay, that's great. But until you do these things, you can't start expecting this to happen. And you can't start getting self-doubt that is going to happen when you are still focused on the process portion, right? For me, the process portion is the process portion for me is showing up here every day, being prepared with a topic, right? That's the process portion of this. Can't expect success until you are carrying out the process portion. You want to lose 10 pounds and you say, I am going to eat less than 2,000 calories for 2 weeks and see what difference that makes. Well, don't start feeling discouraged until you have actually kept your calorie intake under 2,000 calories for 2 weeks. Whatever the goal is you set, right? Self-doubt is the ultimate consistency destroyer. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will, right? And Winston Churchill says, you'll never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks, right? So you want to get 1,000? I want to get 1,000 subscribers. I know what I got to do. Not doing it. I have some new behaviors that I have to consistently implement. And just tell yourself, I will not focus on self-doubt until I have accomplished all my process goals. as a side note, it's a little bit of a built-in excuse process, right? Okay, I haven't done these things I know I'm supposed to do, so I haven't had the success that I wanted, but I can blame it because I haven't done these things. If you do all those things and you still don't get the success you wanted, then you got to reevaluate, right? Then you got to say, what do I need to change? What do I need to improve on? But don't even have that conversation till you got a consistent process in place, right? And then the answer is consistency. Is do it even if you don't feel like it. Now, let's put a disclaimer here. Don't live your life doing something because you should be doing it. Don't feel like your whole life is moving you towards a goal that you're not even that excited about, but it's what you should be doing. We're talking short term. Do what you don't feel like. I'm reading this book right now. I think I talked about it before. I'm not quite done. I'm going to do a book report when I am. But basically, he's saying the same thing. He's saying our emotions are just a response to what's going on in our lives, in our physical world, and they are not the determiners of our actions, or they don't have to be the determiners of our actions if we don't want it to. So, why are you doing it? Whatever your goal is, why are you doing it? What's your big why? Understanding why you're doing it is very helpful in finding the gumption to do it on days you feel like you don't want to, right? I have Steve Jobs offers a useful strategy to balance consistency with happiness. I like Steve Jobs. I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm going to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to do something. Oh, that is awesome, isn't it? Because you want those consistent behaviors to be things you want to do. You want those consistent things that you're working on to be the actions that you want to do to take you towards the goal that you care about. So I don't want to get any we're not talking about just stuff down your feelings. Fuck your feelings and do what has to be done unless it's moving you towards something better. Wake up determined, go to bed satisfied, says Dwayne Johnson. But you'll find you're still unsatisfied. If you find you're still unsatisfied after you've been consistent day after day and you're still unsatisfied, maybe you need something new to be consistent about. I'm saying that definitely the goal is to move you to happiness, to move you from where you are to accomplishing something that's important to you. And whether that accomplishing something is raising well-balanced children or starting a foundation or being the hero on the softball team, it doesn't matter. The problem doesn't matter. The process is the same. These are the things you're going to be focused on and gather consistent behavior to move you towards your goal. And then the answer is really consistency is kind of the revealer. We do things consistently, whether they're the things we want to do or say we're going to do or declare we're going to do or not. Maybe not, but we do some things consistently all the time. And the truth is, when you look at your consistent behavior, when you look at the things you do consistently, you can kind of predict the outcome. You sit and watch Netflix daily, fix dinner, go back to Netflix and go to bed. I can pretty much predict that that's going to be your life for a while because there's no focus. You're not working towards getting something better. If in between those bouts with Netflix, you are actively working on a project, an art project, a volunteer project, a work project, right? And then consistently you add that to your day, and daily you do something that helps that project move forward. Well, then we have a different prediction for what's coming in your future, don't we? We aren't what we do from time to time. We are what we do day in and day out. If you don't feel like running one day, I told you I'm getting ready to start running. Looked up a 5K today. I'm doing a 5K. It might be a walking 5K to start with. We're going to see what it takes. Oh. Little foam. Anyway, if you don't like running, remind yourself, I'm a runner. Runners run. Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. If you want to do it, do it. Got to get over that momentarily, I don't want to do this. And then, finally, improve your consistency to consistently improve, right? That means you have to work at being consistent. Consistency is built on hope, right? Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different result. But that's kind of what we're doing, isn't it? We're asking you to do the same. I'm asking you to do the same thing over and over again and expect a result you have never gotten before. Because even though I love the Albert Einstein saying, when you show up every day and you do it every single day, you're not doing the same thing over and over again. You're incrementally taking those steps to build. This is success. Doing the same thing over and over again while improving on it. Right? So that's the answer. That's the answer. Add things to your adding items to your consistency list. What are the things I consistently do? Read a great book by a gal I follow sometimes, Suzanne Evans. Shout out, Suzanne. And the name of her book is The Way You Do One Thing is the Way You Do Everything. That's the thought I'm going to leave you with. Develop energy, enthusiasm, and commitment for what you're doing. And then put that energy, commitment, and enthusiasm, or maybe you want to call it focus. Okay. Put that towards something you want to accomplish consistently over time. Then stop. Evaluate. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself? If you're not, then stop. Are you getting closer to your goal? If you're not, then why? Are you showing up and doing it consistently? If you're not, maybe it's not the right goal. Anyway, these are the ideas. Consistency, yay, I'm going to work on it. Making consistency my friend is my new target in life. And we'll see how that goes. Since I am consistently inconsistent, since I on purpose shakes things up, stop doing things, start doing things, I'm going to take these thoughts to heart and think about, what do I need to change? What do you need to change? What do we need to change to consistently show up for ourselves and move ourselves towards a happier life? That's our target for today, my friends. That's your homework until tomorrow is, what could you add to your life every day that would make you happier? What goal have you been wanting to pursue that you've been pursuing randomly that you'd like to take up to the next level to pursue consistently? All up to you, my friend. That's what life's about, right? Designing the life of your dreams, designing the life that makes you wake up, as Steve Jobs says, every day and say, if this were the last day of my life, this is exactly what I would be doing. That's the dream. That's the job. That's the plan. Anyway, until tomorrow, make it a happy day.